What's going on, everyone? It is a beautiful afternoon here, and I'd be lying if I told you I just got out here. I have been out here all morning long and I have struck out. So I decided to switch it up, grab some live shrimp, and I'm going to teach you guys how to rig a popping cork and how I like to fish with it. This is an incredibly useful technique, especially in these colder months that are about to come up on us, as we just had our first cold front really push through a couple days ago. So the whole idea of this video to talk about this thing right here, which is a popping cork. All it is essentially a bobber that has a piece of wire running through it with some beads on either side, with some plastic beads on top and some metal beads on the bottom. And you just tie your leader to the top swivel, make sure it's the side with the plastic beads, and then you tie your leader to the end with the metal beads. And all this does is you're gonna cast it out, and it's gonna sit there like a normal bobber would, but what makes this different is you go ahead and give it like a good little pop with your rod, and this thing will just start rattling on the surface, and it makes a popping sound, which is why you call it a popping cork. And it attracts fish, it attracts speckled trout, redfish, snook, basically anything inshore. And it's just a good way to give yourself like a little extra help to see if you can get those fish to come to you. And we're gonna fish around with it for a little bit, see what we can get. All right, let's grab one of these live shrimp that I picked up. These are good sized shrimp right here. You don't need to be using live bait. You could use like a gulp shrimp or a DOA shrimp underneath this, or you could use different live bait. You could use greenbacks, pinfish, but it seems like live shrimp is the one that I have the best luck with. Right now I'm out on this grass flat. There's a bunch of potholes out here, and there's been a ton of trout around here lately. As you can see, my shrimp's ready to go. He's about 1.5 to 2 feet under my bobber. It's about 3 feet deep here. So I'm gonna be casting this out and kind of aiming for these potholes, and then I'm gonna let it sit there for about 10 seconds, just let it do its thing. And if I don't get a bite there, then I'm gonna start using the popping cork for its name. So let's get it out. Right out there. I like, when I first cast it out, I let it sit for a little bit, just to see if it could just like be used as a bobber. You don't even need to pop it sometimes. Sometimes the fish are on it immediately. So I'll let it sit out there for a little bit. And okay, now around this time, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start popping it. So all I do is reel my slack up, so you're right up to your bobber, and then, oh, crap. As soon as I went to go pop it, it shot under. Let me reel it up and cast it back over there. Shrimp's still alive. Obviously a fish over there. I'm just gonna pop it right away. So you reel up to it, reel up your slack, and then just pop your rod to the side. Some people go up, some people go to the side. I prefer going to the side. And it makes that popping sound, and it really attracts the fish because it sounds like another fish is feeding on the surface, like a trout or a snooker is coming up, hitting something on the surface, and that kind of like competitive instinct of the other fish are like, okay, let's go check it out. Just pop it a couple times and then let it sit for about 5 to 10 seconds. If you don't get anything, pop it again. A lot of people hook their shrimp up in the head when they're using a popping cork. I've always done it by the tail, so let me try that now, just to see if that makes any difference. I've always just hooked them by the tail, thinking that's a very natural presentation. Let's try the head though. All right, got him out there. Let him sit for 5 to 10 seconds. I'm already under. Got him. Seems like a decent fish. I don't know if it's I don't think it's a trout though. It might be a ladyfish. What is this? Oh, it's a trout. Little trout. Here in the Tampa Bay area, trout are now open. They just recently opened on October 12th. So you can keep them, but I'm not gonna keep them. Go ahead and wet my hand. There we go. Get that hook out of you. First little trout of the day. Seated. Let's see if we can get a bigger one. That was from me hooking them in the head. Let's try that again. Hooking them right under their horn, in front of their brain. Their brain is that dark spot in their head. You do not want to hit that, because obviously you put a hook through that, they're gonna die. There we go. That's a good one. That's a decent trout. There we go. 2 casts in a row. Popping cork is coming up clutch. About the same size. About 15, 16 inches. These are all solid fish. Keepers if I wanted to, but just don't really need it right now. See, dude. I don't know why I always pop it twice. That's just what I've always done with these popping corks, and it's worked well for me in the past. Obviously you could just pop it one solid time, wait a little bit. I like to pop it twice, and you cannot pop it too hard. That is one of the things. Oftentimes people are a little too timid with it, and they're just going like this, and it'll work, but I've noticed just the, there we go. Oh, just the harder you pop it, the better. With the weather and water temps starting to get a little cooler, this popping cork is a deadly technique to use in the winter for these big speckled trout that will show up here in the Tampa Bay area on the grass flats and oyster bars in the winter time. You get some of these like 20 to like high 20, 27, 28 inch trout that stack up here, and they will crush a shrimp under a popping cork. I've had days going out where we catch 50 in an hour and a half, if even that. Like every single shrimp that you get out will just get hammered by a trout. I like hooking them through the head actually. I've always gone through the tail, but the way it sits in the water when it's right underneath the bobber looks very natural when you hook it through the head. Oh, always on the surface. Something's trying to eat him. Oh, right there. Got him. My shrimp is still popping. There's still stuff after him. What is this, trout? Yeah, it is a little trout. Cute little guy. He'll come all the way off the bottom and eat it right on the surface. Come right in the bottom jaw. See you, dude. This is a freaking tanker of a shrimp. Just pop it 2 times, let it sit 5 to 10 seconds, and just keep doing that the entire way back to the boat. And most times you won't last that long. Remember, make sure you reel up your slack before you pop it. So reel up to the bobber and then pop it. Got one. Got one. How big are you? Not bad. Another one around 15, 16 inches. Oh, popped off right there. Perfect. Grab another one of these tanker shrimp. Right under the horn, up in the head. I haven't moved at all since I've set up on this flat. That's how many trout are just around right now and wanting to eat these shrimp under the popping cork. So what happens when the water temp starts cooling down a little bit, these trout get fired up. The water temperature on Friday, oh, there we go. Got him. Got him. Another little trout. Yeah, the water temperature on Friday was 85 degrees, and today, Monday, it's 74. So it's dropped 10, 11 degrees in a matter of like a weekend. And it's got these trout fired up, I'll tell you that. See you, dude. Pop once, twice. Let it sit. And I'm on. Oh, he popped off. It's almost too easy. This is the type of fishing where you really don't need much experience at all to come out here and still have a good time, catch a lot of fish. Just need to get some live shrimp and a couple popping corks. Come out to a grass flat in the winter around the Tampa Bay area, or very much like anywhere. I know a lot of people use these all over the state of Florida, over in Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. Like, these are well-known tools to try and help catch some more fish. I'm really trying to target the edge of these potholes in the grass, right where it's meeting, because that's oftentimes where these fish like to sit down and ambush some baits. That's a good one. That felt like a good one. Same size, maybe even tiny actually. Dude, why'd you feel huge at first? You're the smallest one. But yeah, they like to sit on the edge of the grass and ambush anything that goes over the potholes. So you let it drift right by his face, you'll get bit. See, dude. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a good one. That is a good trout. That's a good one. That's the best one so far. Come on. That's a good one. That's a healthy fish. That's probably like 18 inches. There's our trout right there. Best one of the day so far, probably 18 inches. See, dude. Last shrimp right here. See if we can get a big one. Didn't even have time to pop it. How big are you? About the same size. Oh, I can save the shrimp. I saved the shrimp. Let me unhook this guy and get another cast in. Same shrimp. Same last shrimp. Got him. That's a better one. Come on. That's a better trout. I'll wet my hands and show him off. So I was going to show them off until I dropped them into the water. That's going to conclude today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys learned something today or you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That would really mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next time.